Have you ever felt like someone's words or actions completely ruined your day? Maybe it was a snide remark, an inconsiderate move, or just a small but unexpected setback. It's incredibly frustrating. But here's the reality: no one can control your emotions unless you give them that power. What if you could stay composed and centered, no matter what challenges or annoyances come your way? Picture yourself moving through the day with such deep inner peace that even the most aggravating moments don't shake you. That's not a fantasy, it's emotional mastery. In this episode, we're exploring 10 powerful lessons that will help you stop reacting on impulse, release anger, and take back control of your emotional state. These insights aren't about suppressing your emotions or acting like nothing affects you. They're about developing the resilience to face life's difficulties with strength and clarity. Whether it's handling criticism, setting healthy boundaries, or letting go of resentment, you'll gain real-world tools to safeguard your peace and boost your confidence. By the end of this episode, you'll be equipped with the mindset and techniques to remain calm, even when things get tough. So if you're ready to discover the key to emotional freedom and take back control of your inner world, let's dive in. Your path to mastering your emotions starts now. No one else controls your reactions, only you do. Picture this: you're having a peaceful day, maybe enjoying your coffee or taking a quiet stroll in the park, when out of nowhere someone says something rude or thoughtless. Your calm disappears, replaced by irritation or anger. You think, why did they have to ruin my day? But here's the reality: they didn't ruin it, you allowed them to. Your emotions are your responsibility, not theirs, not anyone else's. No one can make you feel a certain way unless you give them that power. Think of it like this: life can throw all kinds of challenges your way, but you get to choose how to respond. Imagine wearing noise-canceling headphones in a loud city. The honking cars, shouting voices, and chaos don't vanish, but they don't get through to you either. That's how mastering your reactions works. You don't have to let other people's behavior disrupt your inner peace. There's a powerful idea that explains this perfectly. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. So when someone cuts you off in traffic or criticizes you unfairly, your first instinct might be anger. But what if, instead of reacting, you took a pause? In that pause lies strength. The strength to choose calm over chaos, composure over reactivity. Here's a simple real-world example. Say a coworker shoots down your idea during a meeting. Instead of snapping back or silently stewing all day, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this really about me, or are they acting out of stress or their own bias? That small shift in perspective can protect your peace and prevent emotional hijacking. What's powerful about this approach is that it's not about ignoring your feelings. It's about realizing that your feelings and your actions are not the same. Anger, frustration, disappointment, those are natural, but they don't have to control your next move. Here's a simple, practical strategy to start developing this mindset. Step 1, pause and identify the trigger. When you feel yourself getting emotionally stirred, angry, hurt, irritated, take a moment to pause and name what you're feeling. Just labeling the emotion helps interrupt the automatic reaction loop. Step 2, ask yourself questions. Reflect on why you're feeling that way. Is it really because of what happened, or is it how you interpreted it? Often, our emotions come not just from the event itself, but from the meaning we assign to it. Step 3, choose your response. Decide how you want to respond, not based on the heat of the moment, but on your values and what will serve your long-term peace. Now imagine what it feels like to walk through life unaffected by other people's actions. The rude comment, the impatient driver, the unexpected inconvenience, all lose their grip on you when you choose to respond with intention. In every situation, you have a choice. Let others dictate your emotions or reclaim your power and protect your peace. Next time someone tries to get under your skin, remind yourself, their behavior doesn't define who you are, your response does. And every time you choose calm over chaos, you move closer to emotional mastery and real freedom. Here's another key mindset shift. Stop expecting people to act like you would. You help others. show up for them, and try to be considerate. So when they don't return that same energy, it stings. You think, I'd never treat them like that. But here's the hard truth. People operate based on their own values, not yours. Expecting them to think, care, or respond the way you would is like trying to control the weather. It only leads to disappointment. Think of it this way. Everyone is walking their own unique path, shaped by their past experiences, beliefs, and priorities. So when someone lets you down or behaves poorly, it's usually more about them than it is about you. Trying to change or control their behavior just drains your energy. Instead of focusing on how others should be, focus on accepting them as they are and choosing how you want to respond. That's where your power is. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you have a coworker who always interrupts during meetings. It's irritating, right? But instead of boiling over with frustration or trying to correct them, try this. Remind yourself that their behavior isn't about you. Their habit is a reflection of them, not something personal. When you stop expecting them to change, you release yourself from the stress and emotional weight that expectation brings. There's a simple but powerful truth here. Expectations are the root of all suffering. The fewer expectations you place on others, the more peace you create within yourself. Here's a practical way to begin letting go of those expectations. Step 1. Notice your assumptions. When someone upsets you, ask yourself, what was I expecting them to do differently? Step 2. Question that expectation. Is it reasonable to assume they'd act the same way you would? Probably not. People bring their own personalities, experiences, and values to every situation. Now shift your attention. Instead of focusing on how they should act, focus on how you can respond in a way that aligns with calm, strength, and self-respect. That's your real power. Think about how freeing that is. The rude driver, the forgetful friend, the inconsiderate coworker. They only have the power to disrupt your emotions if you allow them to. By letting go of the need for others to meet your standards, you take back control of your inner world. Here's the key. People are who they are, not who you wish they were. Accepting this doesn't mean you condone bad behavior or abandon your boundaries. It simply means recognizing that your peace is too important to be held hostage by things outside your control. So the next time someone disappoints or irritates you, pause and remind yourself, they're acting from their nature, not mine, and that's okay. I get to choose how I respond. By releasing expectations, you free yourself, not just from the behavior of others, but from the emotional burden you've been carrying because of it. Step 3. Let go of the need to always be right. Think back to the last argument you had. Maybe it was something small, like which route is faster, or something more serious, like a disagreement with a friend or partner. As the conversation escalated, did you feel that intense pull to prove your point? To show that you were right? Most of us have. We hold on to our version of the truth like it's a lifeline, convinced that being right somehow validates us. But here's the truth. The constant need to be right is draining and often pointless. That urge to win an argument or prove your perspective usually comes from a place of insecurity. It feels as if being wrong might chip away at our self-worth or identity. But what if you didn't need to be right all the time? What if you could enter disagreements with curiosity instead of defensiveness? There's a powerful question to ask yourself in those moments. Would you rather be right, or would you rather be at peace? Clinging to being right often leads to unnecessary tension, hurt relationships, and lingering frustration. On the flip side, letting go of that need can help you preserve your peace and engage with others more thoughtfully. Picture this. Someone unfairly accuses you of something. Your immediate reaction might be to defend yourself, argue, or even retaliate with criticism. But what if you paused and asked, is this worth my energy? Will proving them wrong actually improve anything important in my life? Most of the time, the answer is no. Take another example. A friend insists their way of solving a problem is better than yours. Instead of diving into a back and forth, try saying, I understand your point and respect your view. That one sentence can diffuse tension, maintain mutual respect, and protect your inner calm. The Taoist philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "He who is attached to his views will never grow." Letting go of the need to be right doesn't mean you give up your principles or stop expressing yourself. It means recognizing that not every disagreement is worth the fight. It's about discernment, knowing when to speak up and when to let things go. And it's about realizing that peace of mind is often more valuable than the temporary satisfaction of being right. Here's how you can begin to practice that mindset. 1. Pause before responding. When you feel the urge to jump into an argument, take a moment to breathe. Ask yourself, is this really worth my time and energy? That brief pause can help you respond with intention instead of impulse. 2. Seek to understand, not to win. Instead of trying to win with conversation, shift your focus to understanding the other person's point of view. Ask questions. Listen fully. This approach doesn't just calm the conflict, it often builds respect and mutual understanding. 3. Choose your battles wisely. Not every disagreement needs to be addressed. Save your energy for moments that truly matter, issues that align with your values or have real impact. When you let go of the urge to correct everything or prove yourself right in every interaction, you start to feel lighter, freer, and more at peace. The truth is, arguments only hold power over you if you let them. By choosing peace over pride, you no longer let every disagreement shake your emotions. Your sense of self isn't defined by how many debates you win. It's defined by how you protect your energy, stay grounded, and carry yourself with grace. Next time you feel tempted to argue, pause and ask yourself, will being right make me happy? Or will being calm make me feel more at peace? That moment of clarity is where real strength lives. 4. Stop letting others' words define your worth. Imagine you're sharing an idea you're excited about, something that matters deeply to you. Then someone cuts in with a dismissive or condescending remark. That sting you feel? It's because all too often we allow other people's words to shape how we see ourselves. But the truth is this: your worth isn't defined by anyone else's opinion. It's not connected to their praise, their criticism, or their silence. The moment you depend on others to validate your worth, you give them control over your emotional state. Real freedom comes when you take that control back. Think about this. A coworker criticizes your work in a way that feels more personal than helpful. Your initial reaction might be to get defensive, or to let their words drag down your confidence. But what if you paused and reminded yourself, their comment is a reflection of their perspective, not a statement about my value? By separating your self-worth from their opinions, you protect your peace and keep your focus on what really matters. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." This mindset isn't about rejecting feedback or pretending you're untouchable. It's about learning to filter what truly serves your growth. Constructive feedback helps you evolve. Unfounded negativity? It doesn't deserve space in your mind. Here's how to stop letting other people's words define your worth. 1. Pause before reacting. When someone says something that stings, your first instinct might be to snap back or shut down. But instead, take a deep breath. That pause creates space, a chance to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. 2. Separate fact from opinion. Ask yourself, is there any truth in what they said, or is it just their personal viewpoint? Not every opinion is worth absorbing. Take what helps you grow and release the rest without letting it weigh you down. 3. Reaffirm your worth. Remind yourself that your value doesn't hinge on someone else's approval. You are not defined by compliments, criticism, or anyone's judgment. Your worth is built in, unchanging, and independent of outside validation. Lao Tzu puts it powerfully: care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. Letting go of the need for validation doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It means you stop letting unhelpful opinions control your self-image. When you release that need, you also release the emotional burden that comes with it. So next time someone's words shake your confidence, take a step back and ask, am I letting this define me, or am I focusing on what I know to be true about myself? In that moment, you take your power back. True strength isn't about avoiding criticism, it's about standing firm in who you are, even when others don't see it. When you stop letting others define your value, you create space for something powerful, real confidence, deeper peace, and a more authentic life. And that kind of life? That's something no one can take from you. 5. Protect your energy by setting boundaries. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a hectic day, and a friend calls asking for help with something they could easily handle themselves. Or maybe a coworker drops a last-minute task on your desk, assuming you'll pick up the slack. You feel torn, obligated to help, yet frustrated because it throws your whole day off. Why does saying no feel so difficult? Here's the truth. Protecting your peace requires boundaries. And boundaries aren't rude or selfish, they're essential. Without them, you hand over control of your time, energy, and emotional health to others. Every time you say yes to something that drains you, you're saying no to yourself. A powerful reminder, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you constantly give without protecting your own energy, you'll end up burnt out, resentful, and disconnected from your own needs. Boundaries are how you preserve your emotional freedom while still showing up for the people you care about. Here's something to consider. When someone crosses your boundaries, it's not always their fault. It may be because you haven't clearly communicated or reinforced them. People can't honor limits they don't know exist. That's why setting boundaries is not just an act of self-respect. It also teaches others how to treat you. Take this example. You're the go-to person for advice, even late at night. You care about your friends, but it's wearing you down. Instead of holding in resentment, you could say, "I'm here for you, but I need to keep my evenings free to rest. Let's chat tomorrow." This kind, firm response protects your peace while still maintaining the relationship. As Epictetus wisely said, freedom is the ability to live as we wish. That doesn't mean ignoring others. It means deciding where your time and energy are best spent. Boundaries help you align your actions with your priorities. Here's how to start setting them effectively. 1. Be clear and honest. Communicate your boundaries in a calm and respectful way. When people understand your needs, they're more likely to honor them. 2. Use I statements. Frame your boundaries around your own needs rather than blaming others. Say, "I need quiet time after work," instead of, "You're always bothering me." 3. Stick to your limits. Once you've set a boundary, follow through. Being consistent sends a message: your time and energy matter. Lao Tzu offers this perspective. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. Respecting your limits protects you from unnecessary stress, tension, and emotional overload. Remember, boundaries aren't barriers meant to shut people out. They're bridges to healthier, more balanced relationships. When you start to feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, have I clearly expressed my needs? Am I staying true to what I need to feel whole? By setting and honoring boundaries, you free yourself from constant overcommitment and emotional fatigue. You stop trying to carry everyone else's burdens and start choosing where your energy truly belongs. You are not responsible for fixing everyone's problems or managing their emotions. Your first responsibility is to yourself, your peace, your time, your mental well-being. Protect that, set boundaries, and watch how much lighter, clearer, and more empowered you feel. Because when you take care of yourself first, you bring the best version of you to the world. 6. Detach from the opinions of others. Imagine this: you share an idea you're excited about, only to be met with criticism or indifference from those around you. The sting of disappointment is real, and it can quickly lead to self-doubt. But here's a crucial question: why does their opinion hold so much weight? The need for external validation is deeply ingrained in us. But relying on others for approval is like chasing a shadow. You'll never truly catch it. True emotional freedom begins when you stop letting other people's opinions define your worth. Everyone sees the world through their own unique lens, shaped by their personal experiences, biases, and insecurities. When someone comments on you, it often says more about them than it does about you. By internalizing their opinions, you're handing over power over your emotions and decisions. Why let someone else control your narrative? A key thought to remember: Your worth isn't up for debate. It's not determined by praise or criticism from others. It's something intrinsic, unshaken by outside noise. Let's consider a simple example. You wear an outfit you love, but a coworker remarks, "That's an interesting choice." You could let their words diminish your confidence, or you could remind yourself that their opinion doesn't reduce your joy. When you detach from the need for approval, you free yourself to live authentically. As Epictetus wisely said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. This may seem harsh, but it's liberating. Growth often requires going against the grain or doing things others may not understand. Seeking approval can hold you back, but embracing your own path, even if others don't understand it, frees you. Here's how to start detaching from others' opinions. 1. Question their importance. When someone's opinion bothers you, ask yourself, why does this matter to me? What authority do they have over my life? 2. Reaffirm your values. Focus on what matters most to you, not what others expect. Ground yourself in your own goals and principles. 3. Practice letting go. When faced with judgment or criticism, acknowledge it without holding on to it. Picture their words as leaves floating down a stream, there, but not lasting. Lao Tzu offers another layer of wisdom. Care about people's approval, and you will always be their prisoner. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or isolating yourself from others. It means filtering out the opinions that don't serve you. Constructive criticism can help you grow, but unwarranted judgment belongs to the person offering it, not you. Think of detaching from others' opinions like shielding yourself from bad weather. The rain may fall, but it doesn't have to soak you. By focusing on your own inner compass, you stay grounded no matter how others perceive you. The next time someone's words shake your confidence, pause and ask yourself, am I living for them or for me? By choosing to detach, you reclaim your freedom, protect your peace, and build a life that is truly yours. Your path is uniquely yours, and it's far too important to be swayed by fleeting opinions. 7. Respond with silence, not anger. Imagine this: you're in the middle of a heated argument. Someone says something hurtful or intentionally provocative, and you feel your anger start to rise. Your heart pounds, your face heats up, and your first instinct is to fire back with a cutting remark. But what if, instead of reacting, you simply said nothing? Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have when dealing with negativity from others. It's not about conceding or avoiding confrontation. It's about choosing peace over chaos. Responding with silence doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong enough to value your peace over the need to retaliate. There's real wisdom in this approach. The less you respond to negativity, the more peaceful your life becomes. Silence speaks volumes. It sends the message, I won't let your behavior control me. Let's consider an example. Imagine a colleague undermines you during a meeting, trying to make you look bad in front of others. You have two choices: engage in an argument or pause and respond with silence. By staying silent, you deny them the reaction they're looking for and maintain your composure, showing everyone around you who truly holds the higher ground. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, said, "The best answer to anger is silence." Anger thrives on a response, and silence starves it. When you choose not to engage, you break the cycle of negativity and protect your emotional well-being. Think of silence as a shield. It deflects the noise without pulling you into the fight. Here's how to make silence your go-to response in moments of provocation. 1. Pause before reacting. When someone says something provocative, take a moment to breathe. Silence creates space for clarity. 2. Listen without defending. Sometimes people just want to vent or be heard. Let them express themselves without interrupting or feeling the need to explain yourself. 3. Speak only when necessary. If a response is required, keep it calm, measured, and to the point. A Buddhist teaching reminds us, speak only if it improves upon the silence. This doesn't mean you suppress your feelings. It means you choose when and how to express them. Silence doesn't ignore the problem. It preserves your energy for moments when your voice truly matters. Think about how often we regret words spoken in anger. Silence removes that regret, allowing you to reflect, reassess, and respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. Silence often says more than words ever could. The next time someone tries to provoke you, pause and ask yourself, will responding add value or will it just escalate the situation? By choosing silence, you protect your peace, demonstrate strength, and control the narrative. Remember, silence isn't the absence of a response, it's the presence of wisdom. It's the ability to rise above the noise and say, "Your words don't control me, my peace does." And that's how you win the battle without ever raising your voice. 8. Practice gratitude to dissolve anger. Imagine this, you're having one of those days where everything seems to go wrong. Your plans fall apart, someone makes a rude comment, and even the smallest inconveniences feel overwhelming. Anger begins to bubble up, and you ask yourself, why does everything have to be so difficult? Now pause for a moment. What if, instead of focusing on what's going wrong, you shifted your attention to what's going right? Gratitude has a remarkable ability to transform anger into calm, reframing even the worst situations into opportunities for perspective and peace. Here's an important truth: you can't feel grateful and angry at the same time. Gratitude acts as a reset button for your mind, pulling you out of the spiral of negativity and reminding you of the good that still exists, even in frustrating moments. Consider a simple example. You're stuck in traffic, running late for an important appointment. Instead of stewing in anger, try this. Take a deep breath and think of 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's the fact that you have a car, the opportunity ahead of you, or even the music playing on the radio. It might seem small, but this shift can dramatically change your emotional state in an instant. The philosopher Cicero once said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." Gratitude doesn't just dissolve anger, it builds resilience, fosters patience, and helps you focus on what truly matters. It's a tool you can use at any time in any situation to protect your peace. Here's how to make gratitude a part of your daily routine. 1. Pause and reflect. When anger starts to rise, take a moment to breathe and ask yourself, what's one thing I can be thankful for right now? 2. Keep a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that went well, no matter how small they seem. This trains your mind to seek out the positive. 3. Use gratitude as a reframe. When faced with a challenge, think about what you can learn or how the situation could be worse. Gratitude often comes from recognizing what you still have. For example, let's say someone criticizes you harshly. Instead of letting anger take over, try reframing it. I'm grateful for the chance to learn from this feedback, even if it wasn't delivered kindly. This doesn't excuse the other person's behavior, but it keeps you in control of your emotions. The Dalai Lama reminds us, let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's present. It's not about denying your frustration or anger, but about choosing to prioritize what uplifts you over what drags you down. The next time anger starts to creep in, pause and ask yourself, what can I be thankful for in this moment? You'll find that gratitude doesn't just dissolve the anger. It replaces it with calm, clarity, and a sense of control. In those moments, you'll realize that peace isn't something you find, it's something you create. 9. Reframe criticism as a tool for growth. Imagine you've just shared an idea you're proud of, perhaps at work, with friends, or online, and someone immediately criticizes it harshly. Your first reaction? Defensiveness, maybe even anger. It's natural to feel that way when your efforts are met with negativity. But what if you could reframe criticism, not as an attack, but as an opportunity for growth? Criticism, no matter how it's delivered, can hold value if you're willing to look for it. It can reveal blind spots, challenge your thinking, or push you to improve. When you shift your perspective, criticism stops being a source of frustration and becomes a tool for self-betterment. Here's an example. Imagine you're preparing a presentation, and a colleague points out several flaws in your work. You could dismiss it, thinking, they're just trying to undermine me, or you could pause and reflect, is there truth in what they're saying? How can I use this feedback to improve? By choosing the second approach, you turn what might feel like an attack into a stepping stone for growth. A wise thought captures this perfectly. Criticism, like rain, should be gentle enough to nourish growth without destroying roots. This doesn't mean all criticism is valid or worth your attention. Some people criticize out of envy, ignorance, or malice. The key is to filter what you hear, keeping what's constructive and discarding what's not. Here's how to handle criticism with grace. 1. Pause before reacting. When faced with criticism, take a moment to breathe. This pause helps you avoid reacting impulsively. 2. Evaluate the source. Consider who's giving the feedback. Do they have your best interests in mind? Is their perspective informed? Even poorly delivered criticism can carry valuable insight. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Let's take a personal example. Imagine a family member makes a critical remark about your choices, like your career or lifestyle. Instead of arguing or shutting down, you could say, "I hear your concerns, I'll think about what you've said." This response shows maturity and gives you the chance to reflect later without escalating the conflict. Epictetus offers timeless wisdom. If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, "He does not know my other faults. Otherwise, he would not have mentioned only these." This reminds us not to take criticism too personally. Instead, see it as part of the journey towards self-improvement. The next time someone critiques you, ask yourself, what can I learn from this feedback? Is this criticism about me, or does it reflect more about them? How can I grow from this moment? Lao Tzu offers further insight. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Criticism, when approached with the right mindset, is a mirror that helps you understand yourself better. It's not always comfortable, but growth rarely is. By welcoming feedback even when it stings, you develop resilience, humility, and a stronger sense of self. So, the next time criticism comes your way, pause and reframe it. See it not as an obstacle, but as a stepping stone toward becoming your best self. Remember, growth often hides in discomfort, and those who embrace it unlock a level of strength that no criticism can shake. 10. Master the art of letting go. Imagine holding on to a hot coal, determined to throw it at someone who hurt you. But while you're waiting for the perfect moment, the coal keeps burning your hand. Anger, grudges, and resentment work the same way. They harm you more than the person who caused your pain. True strength lies not in holding on, but in letting go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or condoning what happened. It means releasing the emotional weight that drags you down, freeing yourself from the control of the past. When you let go, you reclaim your energy, your peace, and your ability to focus on the present. The Buddha put it beautifully. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Think about a time when someone wronged you, maybe a betrayal, an unfair judgment, or an unkind word. How much time did you spend replaying that moment in your mind? How much energy did you waste imagining confrontations or seeking revenge? Letting go is the antidote to this endless cycle. It allows you to move forward instead of staying trapped in the past. Here's an example. Imagine you're at work and a colleague takes credit for your idea. You could spend days stewing over the injustice, letting it affect your mood and productivity. Or you could let it go, recognizing that your worth isn't tied to one moment of recognition. By choosing the latter, you protect your peace and focus on what truly matters, your growth and future opportunities. Lao Tzu offers profound wisdom. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Letting go isn't just about releasing anger or resentment. It's also about letting go of perfectionism, fear of failure, or the need for control. It's about embracing life as it is, with all its unpredictability, and finding freedom and acceptance. Here's how to start practicing the art of letting go. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Suppressing emotions only makes them stronger. Allow yourself to feel hurt, anger, or disappointment without judgment. 2. Reframe the situation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I grow stronger because of it? 3. Focus on the present. Letting go is a decision you make for your own well-being, not for the other person. Shift your attention to the present moment, where your true power lies. Think of letting go like releasing a balloon. The longer you hold on to it, the more it strains your hand. But when you let it float away, you feel lighter and freer. Life becomes less about what has already happened and more about the possibilities ahead. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Do not be disturbed by what is outside your power." Letting go creates peace, but it doesn't mean allowing people to walk over you or ignoring injustice. It means choosing where to direct your energy. By releasing what you can't change, you make room for what you can. You create space for a brighter, calmer, and more fulfilling life. So the next time you find yourself holding on to anger or regret, pause and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? What would my life look like if I let this go? The answer will guide you toward emotional freedom, because true strength lies not in holding on but in knowing when to release. When you do, you'll discover that the lighter you feel, the stronger you become. The Unshakable Life, and there you have it. 10 powerful lessons to help you master your emotions and stay unbothered, no matter what life throws your way. These aren't just concepts, they're practical tools you can use daily to protect your peace, build resilience, and take control of your reactions. Remember, the goal isn't to suppress your feelings or become indifferent. It's to respond to life's challenges with clarity and strength. Emotional mastery isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you choose to react. The power to remain calm, centered, and free is entirely within your hands. As you move forward, take these lessons with you. Practice pausing before you react, set boundaries that protect your energy, and let go of the things and people you can't control. Each time you choose peace over anger, you move one step closer to the unshakable life you deserve. If you found value in this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who could use a little extra calm in their life. If you have your own tips or experiences about staying unbothered, I'd love to hear them. Drop a comment below. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, emotional freedom isn't a destination, it's a practice. Keep showing up for yourself, stay mindful, and keep growing stronger every day. Until next time, take care and stay unbothered.